Hi guys, I'm going to be sharing a quick video with you today. It's something that the Lord has laid on my heart, and I'm just going to read it to you verbatim. As you know, the last few weeks the Lord has laid it on my heart to be talking about a lot of relational type topics, such as marriages, such as dating. It's really not my favorite subject to talk about, especially the dating part, because it's just not where I'm at in my life, and it's just the last thing I'm thinking about. But as we know, while God deals with us, God deals with all aspects of us, and I have to obey Him regardless of the topics that He gives to me. So I'm going to continue with something that He's given me today, and I'm going to read it just the way that He gave it to me. All right. Illicit sex dishonors God. If a person dishonors God, they will dishonor you. They will dishonor each other. Sexual immorality is the most effective stronghold that is used by Satan. It is the most effective because it defiles from within and is the most fluent mode for other demonic spirits to enter into one's mind, soul, and heart. It's the most effective way to infiltrate the home, families, and the churches. Fornication and adultery runs rampant within the churches. And marriages will not and has not tamed this lustful beast for many reasons. Adultery, while it operates in and of itself on some occasions, today it stems from the practice of fornication. Sex before marriage allows access and enjoyment of what is forbidden to be practiced over and over. This opens up the man, not the woman, in most cases, to desire those things, relationships that are off limits. I'm sorry, I need to adjust this. The enemy targets the man. Listen carefully. The enemy targets the man because he is the covering and the strength of the family. If you can bind a strong man, you can plunder his home. He is not in a position to protect. This also goes for single men. Even if you don't have a family right now, and even if you may not have a wife right now, I know this says, the man is a covering, but you are the covering. Whether you are married or not, God has made you a certain way. So this does affect and applies to the single man as well, okay? So I read that again. The enemy targets the man because he is the covering and the strength of the family. If you can bind the strong man, you can plunder his home. He is not in a position to protect. Marriage may stop fornication, but it opens the door to adultery when the practice of illicit and forbidden sex is left unchecked. Having had his full of all or most of his sexual desires expended on his now wife while she was his girlfriend or fiancée, many will find themselves seeking a new thrill outside the home. The man is mentioned here more so than the woman. This is because women are not a threat to the enemy, as long as he can use her to beguile, seduce, and cause a man to give his seed and strength to her. She is merely a pawn to bring the man into captivity. Many watchmen have left the walls, and the enemy has crept into homes and the church. Sexual immorality blinds the eyes. It's a snake in the grass that has now cocooned itself in the garments of holiness. This spirit now comes boldly into the churches as watchmen are now bound and unable to guard the gates. This also means watchmen in the home. Not only of the churches, but being watchmen to the gates of your home. Sexual immorality first infiltrates the homes, as I said, before it reaches the church. Guilt, condemnation, and entrapments shut the mouths of many. The chastisements, heeds, and warnings of the elders is scoffed upon, and they are silenced, or many have resolved to be passive just to get along. Sexual immorality have many believers enslaved through pornography, masturbation, affairs, fornication. These spirits bring along with them anger, depression, anxiety, pride, self-indulgence, manipulation, lying. The initial anger at oneself for having done the act, followed by depression from guilt, anxiety from the possibility of being found out, which changes to pride, and the action is justified, followed by self-indulgence that hardens the heart and births manipulation, which leads to lying and deceit. Okay, so I'm going to read that again. Sexual immorality have many believers enslaved through pornography, masturbation, affairs, fornication. These spirits bring along with them anger, depression, anxiety, pride, self-indulgence, manipulation, lying. How each of these things work? Okay, initial anger at oneself for having done the act, followed by depression from guilt, anxiety from the possibility of being found out, which changes to pride, and the action is justified, followed by self-indulgence that hardens the heart and births manipulation, which leads to lying and deceit. The cycle repeats itself until the person reaches a hardened state, resulting in a darkened and reprobate mind. And this is what the Lord gave me regarding the cycle of sexual immorality. Hope you guys can pray on that. And all right, that's all I have on this one. Goodbye.